Okay, so we are looking at Chapter 8 this week, and there are 4 case studies I encourage you to consider. Again, see these as applications of sociology to really interesting practical contexts. And each of these will be offered as opportunities in your discussion boards as well, so a great opportunity to read that in the textbook and then immediately comment on it in your discussions. So the first one is violence in media and video games doesn't matter. I have to tell you, I've done some research on video games. Specifically, I was part of a book on the military and its connection to video games, and I looked at violence in the context of the video game gun. So for me, this is a key topic, and I'll be very interested in hearing your opinions on whether or not the violence that we attribute to video games matters in terms of the effects on us sociologically. The second case study is planned obsolescence, technology that's built to crash. So I've mentioned this in some earlier videos, but if you get a cell phone, that cell phone can only last so long because the new operating system that gets loaded on it maybe doesn't fit or doesn't work with the old phone. So planned obsolescence suggests you're always having to upgrade. And if you buy a cell phone plan, a lot of the carriers will even say, for a certain amount, you can guarantee to get the next version of a phone. So it's a way that the companies, the technology companies often lock us into expensive plans or plans that sort of follow us as we age through the years. The third case study, China and the Internet, an uncomfortable friendship. And this specifically focuses on governmental control. China, among many other countries, has had issues with the Internet and specifically censorship. So what do you think about this issue of how governments can use the Internet to censor people, or they censor people and their views, or governments, like with the case of Facebook, can use technology and social technology to spy on people and even manipulate people, as we saw with the election of Donald Trump not too long ago. The last case study is the mighty cell phone, how mobile phones are impacting sub-Saharan Africa. And specifically, 2 issues here to look at is if someone cannot afford a phone, which is an issue we considered in this chapter, that issue of the inequality connected to media and technology, there's an opportunity in some sub-Saharan African cultures and communities to use what's called a village phone to maybe share some minutes and to be able to connect with other villages, to do trade, to organize events, and so forth. The question becomes, though, in that very process, is this a form of cultural imperialism? Cultural imperialism basically is the process by which a form of technology or media or consumer society is adapted in another culture, say a non-Western culture, and then over time, that technology or media form or form of consumption shapes how the people are, how they think, and how they see the world. So I think there's a lot to consider this week. You'll also note in the discussions for this week, there are ample opportunities to watch some videos and to focus on your own experiences with social media, technology, and forms of consumer society relevant as we consider issues in Chapter 8.